Welcome back, my dear students, to your science class.
Hello, my wonderful students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing great. So, yes, students, we are back with another video. So, students, in this video, we will cover our D part of your exercise question, that is, long answer questions, which are given on page number 22 and 23 of your science textbook. So, students, as in earlier video, we have completed till part C. So, today we will complete part D. So, with this, we will complete our chapter number 2, that is nutrition in animals. So, I want every one of you, please open your science notebooks. After watching the video, write the answers neatly in your science notebook. So, let's start, my students. Okay. So, your question number 1 says that list and explain in one sentence each the various processes involved in nutrition in animals. So, students, you have to list and explain the various processes that are involved in the nutrition in animals. So, what are those? We have read. So, very good. So, how many processes are there? So, basically, there are 5 processes. Can you name them? Ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. So, the various processes involved in obtaining nutrition in animals are as follows. The process of taking food inside our mouth is known as ingestion. Second, digestion. The process of breaking down of food into molecules is known as digestion. Absorption. The process of absorbing the digested food through the villi of small intestine is called absorption. Fourth, assimilation. The process of producing energy from the absorbed food is called as assimilation. Last, egestion. The process of removing the waste from our body through the anus is called egestion. So, my dear students, these are the 5 processes. So, write these processes as it is as shown in the video. So, moving further, question number 2. What does question number 2 say, students? You have to explain ingestion of food through diagram, right? So, we have to show a ingestion of food in amoeba and ingestion of food in hydra. So, that means you have to draw the pictures along with this. So, yes. So, first, ingestion of food in amoeba, as shown in the picture, students. This diagram is also given in your science textbook on page number 16. If you see page number 16, student, at the top of the page, there is diagram of ingestion of food in amoeba and also ingestion of food in hydra. You can also take the help from that page. So, as shown in this page, you can draw the picture of amoeba and hydra. Right, student? You have to show the nucleus and pseudopodia and food vacuoles in amoeba, and you have to show the tentacles shown in the hydra. So, moving further. Question number 3. Question 3 says that name the 4 types of teeth in your mouth and you have to tell their functions. So, students, as we have seen in the video, in our prior videos, we have seen different types of teeth in our mouth, yes, and all those teeth have different functions. So, we have to write the names and we have to tell their functions. So, the 4 types of teeth in our mouth are, so these are the 4 types: incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. So, the function of incisors is that they help us in biting and cutting the food. We have seen in the video, incisors helps us in biting and cutting the food. Yes. Second, canines. Canines, student, helps us in piercing and tearing the pieces of meat. Premolars' function is that they assist the molars by holding the food with their cusps and also crushing them. Molars, they helps us in chewing and grinding the food so that it can be swallowed easily. So, students, these are the 4 types of teeth and their functions. Moving further, question number 4. So, your question number 4 says that what is peristalsis and we have to explain peristalsis with the help of diagram. So students, peristalsis. So these are shown in page number 18 of your science book. If you open page number 18, there is diagram drawn of peristalsis. See figure 2.5. Everyone open your page number 18. There is diagram drawn of peristalsis pushing down of food by muscles. So you can draw that also, or you can even draw that is shown in this picture. I'll show you that. So first of all, you have to write what is peristalsis. So peristalsis can be defined as the wave-like action of the muscles of the organs present in the alimentary canal to push the food forward or downward. See, it is shown here, students. So first of all, the food that we eat goes to our food pipe, then to alimentary canal, then to stomach, as shown in this picture. You can even draw this picture also, or you can draw the picture that is given on page number 18. Right, students? Okay. Moving further, question number 5. So question 5 says that what is the function of saliva, bile juice and pancreatic juice? So students, you have to tell the function of these three: saliva also, bile juice and pancreatic juice. So what is the function of saliva, students? So saliva helps in breaking down the starch present in food into sugar. It breaks down the starch into sugars, right? Then it also makes the food wet and slippery, thereby making it easier to swallow. This question we have also done in short answers, that what is the role of saliva, that it makes the food wet and slippery, right? So next, what is the function of bile juice, students? So bile juice secreted by the liver and helps in breaking down the fats present in the food into fatty acid and glycerol. So this is the function of bile juice. Next, pancreatic juice. So pancreatic juice secreted by the pancreas and helps in converting starch into sugar and proteins into amino acid. So it converts starch into sugar and proteins into amino acid. Very good. Moving further. So question number 6. Your question 6 says that what happens to food, students, in the stomach? What happens to food in the stomach and small intestine? So you have to tell like this. In stomach, as our stomach secretes acids and digestive juices that kill the bacteria, right? If any present in the food, if there is any kind of bacteria present in the food, then the digestive juices kill that, right? Further, the digestive juices breaks the protein present in the food into simpler substances, thereby digesting the food partially. So this is the function of stomach. Then the function of small intestine is that it also secretes some digestive juices and also receives the bile juice secreted by the liver and the pancreatic juice secreted by the pancreas. So students, the bile juice along with the digestive juice converts the fats into fatty acids and glycerol. The pancreatic juice breaks down the sugar into starch into sugar and proteins into amino acids. So this is the role of small intestine. So I hope everyone is understanding. So student, if there is any kind of a doubt, you can ask me or call me anytime, right? After watching this video, you can note down the answers in your notebook. So moving further, question number 7. 7 says that explain how digested food is absorbed in the blood. How our digested food is absorbed in the blood? How food is digested and absorbed into the blood? So the answer is that the digested food is absorbed inside the small intestine, which have finger-like projections called villi in its inner wall. So these villi comprise networks of fine blood capillaries close to their surface. So the food from the villi passes into these capillaries, thereby getting absorbed into the blood. So this is the process how digested food is absorbed into the blood, right, student? So now we comes to the last. Now students, we came to our last question, that is question number 8. It says that briefly explain the process of digestion in ruminants. So we have to tell the whole process that takes place in the ruminants. So this is the process. See, the stomach of the ruminant is divided into 4 chambers, right? It is divided into how many chambers? 4 chambers. As soon as the ruminant swallows the food, it enters the first chamber, that is known as rumen, where it gets partially digested and it is converted to curd, right? From here, student, from the curd, the food enters the second chamber, And what is the second chamber? Where what does happens in second chamber? In the second chamber, that is from where it again reaches the mouth from rumination, which is through chewing. So the food is again swallowed and now it enters the third and the fourth chamber for digestion. So in the fourth chamber, so these are the four chambers, right, student? So what happens in the first chamber is that in the first chambers the ruminant swallows the food, and in the second, when it reaches in the second chamber, they started chewing that food, right? And in the third and the fourth chamber the food is again swallowed, and then it is entered the third and fourth, from where it goes for the digestion, right? From here, student, it enters the small intestine for the absorption of the nutrients. So these are the four chambers that took place in rumination. So it is the process that is known as rumination, right, students?
So, my dear students, write these question answers in your Fair Science notebook. Thank you, my dear students.